So, I recently got into Cyberpunk, you know, simple as. I'll be for real here, I am privy to this game's flaws. As somebody who was streaming it as well as recording it, you know, I putting my CPU on suicide watch.
No, 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 no! Wait! Wait, just wait. Just wait!
I experienced a few bruh moments. Honestly speaking though, these bugs were really minor, and to be honest, they were really fucking funny, so just for the sake of sharing the joy, I suppose. Here you go. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was... Oh dear. Canadian as it gets. Born and bred. Nothing else actually. No other citizenship. There you go.
Oh, stupid gate's busted again. Third time. Gonna have a word with the super.
Yeah, okay. Wait, what is this? Bro. Okay, you know what, sure. Jesus, a fucking pistol. So like I said, everything's pretty minor. Nothing is actually game breaking. It's just all funny and it all happened at the start of the game. Although it is kind of funny to be introduced to the game with this.
Hello there, Night City! Stanley here. We got another day ahead of us in the city of dreams. Ooh, I love this town. Love it like you might love a mother who picked you out on the steps of an orphanage once and now stops you to ask if you got a smoke for her.
As for the gameplay, I'll be honest, I think some of it is fucking brilliant. You know, shotguns, just brilliant. The most satisfying things ever. Just look at this.
Matter of fact, I do. Either you walk away and never come back to Clouds, or I end you here and now.
I see you got everything planned out, but you forgot just one thing. I've also got a doll chip.
As for the actual gameplay, I'm gonna be honest here, I thought it was really fun. The guns have a lot of weight to them. So when you're like shooting down these rows of corporate bodyguards or something, it feels so satisfying because you're being blown back a bit and every shot you take feels like it kind of matters. And not only that though, but there's just a lot of creative weapons. Like there's a wire that you can like put into your wrist that if you take out, you can use it as like a lasso and it does stupid amounts of damage. That we could just quick hack people, which is even cooler. You literally just like you can like upgrade your internal RAM and you can just quickly like burst people's brains, like set them on fire, or even just like force them to unalive themselves. It's so cool. That sounds really morbid. This is the last part. I'm gonna keep that in, but they're bad guys. That's why it's cool. Unaliving yourself is not cool. Unless you're an awful human being. In that case, often. I'm digging myself a hole. I'll shut up. Outside of gameplay, most complaints fall onto the universe being pretty dead. I didn't really feel this way, but I get it nonetheless. As due to me having my CPU at 99 to 100% throughout my entire playthrough, I moved faster than the game could actually load NPCs. At times, this was kind of alright. Such as like how I never had to drive through traffic. I'll be honest here, the moment I got clear of like the first few cars, the entire like streets of Night City were just empty. I think one way to make the game a lot more lively in that sense is to add more missions where you interact with just random people. Like you run into a person who can step in and help you in this, or you can help them in that. Like, I think a good example that came to my mind is how a lot of Arasaka employees have literal golden skin. Surely if you're a poor cleaning lady, you wouldn't be able to afford to just remove your skin. So maybe involve a mission helping a random lady who's an ex-Arasaka employee, and it hints on her background, and it's like it kind of ties stuff together. I don't know. Something simple like that, on a more frequent basis, in my opinion, can help the universe feel more filled out, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm not a writer. I'm a sociology history major. So like, what the f do I know? Generally speaking, that crap doesn't really interest me anyway. Nor is it really a complaint to mine. Because honestly, getting back to my dumb statement before, I honestly think Cyberpunk has just something unique to it. A story that I'll always hold on to in my head, and frankly, the game is just something special. From here on out, I'll be moving into spoiler territory, so I'll avoid spoiling it beat for beat, but frankly, if you want to play the game, please do, and then come back to the video. Seriously, please come back. I spent too much time editing this video. I need to watch this. So, when you start the game, you're confronted with 3 stars: Nomad, Street Kid, and Corpo. For the most part, these just change your dialogue. Corpo makes you a douchebag. Nomad means your dialogue seems to be pretty down to earth. And Street Kid, I really don't know. Nobody picked Street Kid, and so it really beats me. Anyway, I chose Nomad. Regardless of your choice, the story begins by you meeting best boy, Jackie. Jackie is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the heart of this game. For those of you who have already played the game, you might be confused by my take here. But trust me, just keep watching and it might make sense. Jackie in general though, is just nice. He is the best boy. Despite being born and bred on the streets of Night City, I'll be honest here, he's just got one thing in mind: to make a name for himself. He has a history of gangs, being a part of the gang Valentino's prior to you meeting him. This being said, he got out. Primarily for his mother's sake, or at least that's how I see it, but also because gang life wasn't for him. He is best boy after all. Ultimately, he gets an ed training. This universe's version of being a mercenary. I don't know why I said that funny, whatever. He does this to make a name for himself in Night City, as is kind of one of the main themes of the story. Making a name for yourself in a city and kind of a world that doesn't want your individuality to shine. This is a world ruled by corporations. They want you to buy their products, but above all, they don't want you to step out of line. If you step out of line, you fall into the cracks of society. You just end up in the underworld. A world of organ harvesting, gangs, and untimely death. Edge runners in themselves kind of sit on the edge of these two worlds. I'm not sure if that was the intention with the name, but it sure feels like it. The entire prologue of the story just drops you into the deep end. This is why I stopped playing the first time I got into the game, because I felt like I had no direction, and as I said at the start, I doubt I would have gotten that far without chat. But I've actually kind of grown to like how the game does this. In a place as chaotic as Night City, it only feels fit to be dumped into a position where you don't really know what to do. Regardless, you're tasked with setting up a grand heist. The heist that'll make you somebody. Jackie even says at one point after this, he intends on retiring from anything dangerous. after this heist. It's at this point you know something is wrong, or at least I did. Best boy Jackie having a good life doesn't feel right. It makes you uneasy, but you carry on anyway. As the heist goes on, you're tasked with stealing some intel from Yorinobu Arasaka, son of the CEO of Arasaka Corporation, one of the companies that effectively rules this world you're placed in. As the heist goes on, you're tasked with stealing some intel from Yorinobu Arasaka, son of the CEO of Arasaka Corporation, which, if you don't know, is basically one of the companies that effectively rules this world you're in. During this time, the charisma between you and your teammates is just brilliant. Everybody seems to be happy. And then, just then, the game rips it away. The heist goes to fucking shit. Like, T-Bug goes quiet and is presumably killed by an enemy netrunner. You and Jackie are forced to hide in Yorinobu's apartment, and then out of nowhere, the motherfucking Emperor of Arasaka shows up. No, really though. His title was the motherfucking Emperor. Like, well, not motherfucking, just Emperor, but like, you know, emphasis. Already, you feel kinda tense, and then after a few moments, out of nowhere, Yorinobu kills his father in a plea to take over Arasaka. Security is put on high alert as Yorinobu claims somebody poisoned his father, and your entire heist just goes up in flames. Like, you and Jackie barely escape with the intel. Upon getting out though, you realize the intel is degrading as the container / hard drive bin it was put into was shut up. Your only solution is to put it in your head to preserve the intel. Jackie, without a concern, does this. But upon getting into the clear, best boy Jackie passes away from blood loss, passing you the mysterious chip to put in your head. Shit really hits the fan, and the guy who set you up for the job is now afraid Arasaka will go after him as a scapegoat for the Emperor's death. So what does he do? He uses you as a scapegoat and shoots in the head. You wake up sometime later in a dump, literally and metaphorically, being rescued by the Emperor's bodyguard, who is now also on the run, Goro Takamura. During this time, shit goes wild in your head, and your local Ripperdoc friend, a guy called Victor, if you don't know what a Ripperdoc is, but basically like this universe's version of doctors, but they also specialize in like making you a cyborg. He gives you a rundown of the reason you're alive. The reason you're alive is the chip you put into your brain, but you just stole. Basically just rebooted your head. How? Because an entire consciousness was uploaded into it. The consciousness of Arasaka's enemy and terrorist, Keanu motherfucking Reeves, otherwise known as Johnny Silverhand. Victor gives you the rundown. He tells you that this chip is slowly rewriting your brain with Johnny's personality. At the moment, you and Johnny both share the same body, but eventually you as a person will die, and Johnny will just take over. You don't have long to live, as without the chip, you will die as a result of the bullet wound. But with the chip, you'll also die, because Johnny will take over. Also, just an FYI, I totally foresaw this all coming, not because of bad writing, but because I have a Giga Chad intellect. Watch this. Wait! Did I nuke the tower?
Why did you do this?
To bring an end to the madness you wreak.
人は嘘をつき、自分自身を欺く。だが死者は違う。
Wait, aren't you the motherfucker like Crow?
死者は
Oh my god, what if the biochip is this guy, like Keanu Reeves, and I just uploaded Keanu Reeves to myself, and then Keanu Reeves got like uploaded to me, and I upload myself to Keanu, and then Keanu and me, we both got uploaded to a chip, and that's how we survive. Like I said, Giga Chad intellect, MIT. I'll take my honorary degree now. Now, you might be thinking, damn, Cat, you are a bloody liar. You did just tell me the story beat for beat. And well, you're sorta right. Except, that is just the prologue. Yeah, I know. That's just the prologue. I know. Anyway, going forward, your only goal is to save yourself from death. From losing yourself in your own body. The idea of losing yourself in general, though, is really just... it's something else in this game. You set off originally trying to not lose yourself in the masses of Night City. To be remembered and just to mean something within this society. To try not to lose yourself in your own damn body. It's like... I'll be honest, that's fucking poignant. At this point in the game, your only leads are a tech expert called Judy, who helped you prepare the heist to begin with, and the above mentioned Takamura. You get to go to Jackie's funeral, which in my opinion hit hard. Something of particular interest I found about his funeral is that you really get to meet the people around him the most. You get to further know his girlfriend Misty, you get to meet his mother, and you also get to actually meet some of his old gang members. It makes the character seem more realistic and fleshed out, and quite frankly, it sets the tone for the rest of the story. As Jackie, in that last heist, one where he died, set out to make a name for himself and be remembered in Night City, but ultimately it didn't matter because he was already going to be remembered amongst these people. He kind of died for nothing. I won't spoil much of the rest of the game, but long story short, you get to know Takamura better, and I love it. I'll be honest, I went into this universe with a fuck corporations kind of like attitude, but Takamura kind of changed that in a weird way. Once you get to know him, and he opens up to you a bit about his backstory, you get to basically know he has his own worldviews. He's not a crazy killer. He even begs you to spare somebody's life at one point. Although I'm not going to say who, just play the game to find out. Anyway, he's just a survivor. He did what was necessary to live, just as you are actively doing yourself, trying to find a way to get Johnny out of your head so you can live. So, the way he kills compared to the way you kill, is it really any better? I'll be honest here, I really like Takamura as a character. When you're introduced to him, you kind of see him as nothing more than like a corporate lapdog, only interested in getting his position back at Arasaka. But as you get to meet him, especially through like his texts, but also just like through a rooftop conversation with him, you get to know that he's his own individual with his own principles that don't actually differ that much from your own. And as such, it kind of makes you question if the way he kills is any better than you. On the topic of the people you get to meet in this story, I think the most interesting person, though, has to be Johnny. Johnny is an asshole. I'll be honest, I hated him at first. Aside from the fact that he's literally stealing your body, and he tries to kill you in your first real interaction with him, he's just a douchebag. The dude sets out to screw up Arasaka, and that's how he got put into the chip to begin with. He set off a literal nuclear bomb in their skyscraper headquarters. Like, fuck collateral, I guess. Anyway, following the whole nuke thing, he was robbed of his own death. As his entire Following the whole nuke thing, he was kind of robbed of his own death. As his entire consciousness was involuntarily put into this digital hellscape. Something Arasaka has been doing as a ploy to make the rich immortal, but in reality is just a means of stealing souls. hence the machine and technology's name, Soul Killer. Throughout the entirety of the game, you're told that Johnny is the one changing you. Your body is slowly becoming his. But as time goes by, you kind of get a sense for who he is. He's somebody with flaws. And as he starts to really die, he changes his stance from wanting to kill you to somebody who wants to help you get your body back. Getting your body back even kind of becomes important to him because he was robbed of his own body by Arasaka. He was involuntarily shoved into Soul Killer, and it just doesn't seem right. So as you get sicker and the chip's control gets tighter, he actually takes you to a hidey hole he once used when he was alive, and you get a really good sense of who this man is. He's somebody who messed up in his own life, and a lot of his hatred was pointed towards corporations, some of which was valid in the case of his love interest, Alt. Ultimately, you find that he's just somebody who messed up his own life. A lot of his hatred was pointed towards corporations, some of which was valid in the case of his love interest, Alt, who, no, I will not explain who she is, play the game, you fool. But ultimately, he kind of comes to accept that he asks you for a final request. He wants to make good with the one woman he loved that is still alive, and to avenge himself by killing a guy called Atom Smasher, the Borg who basically captured him and put him into Soul Killer. There's a bit more to it than that, but ultimately what happens is he isn't able to avenge himself, nor is he really able to make good on Rogue. But you do manage to find out where he was buried. And despite making a name for himself in Night City, when you get to the burial site, there's just nothing. It's a junkyard. Unlike Jackie, he had made a name for himself. But instead of a loving funeral and an ofrenda, all he got was no grave, no tombstone. Just nothing. It's at this point you realize Johnny isn't only changing you, but you've kind of changed Johnny. You've shown him that this path of hatred towards the corporations isn't cut out to be fully what it is. It's empty. These faceless corporations are just that, faceless. So lashing out at them and dedicating your life to it, putting your friends in the dirt as a consequence, is it really worth it?
That's how it is. Nothing here at all.
What did you expect? Headstone, flag, and flowers?
No, I don't know. A marker. Something. Anything.
Really need symbolic, empty gestures?
Guess I do. Thought I'd feel like I'd closed a chapter here. Like I'd said goodbye to the old Silverhand. Hello to the new.
And how do you feel?
Like I never even was. Or like I was still inside Mikoshi.
We'll figure something out.
Yo, that's all year.
Better now.
Cannon just got born.
A bit.
Or
But let's
died.
say it was my real grave. What would you write? Here lies Johnny Silverhand.
The guy who saved my life.
V, you don't know how much I want that to be true. Listen, I realize I fucked up a lot of things. Either let down or used every last person who gave me their trust. Blind, selfish bastard that I was. But I've managed one thing for now. Not to fuck this up. What we have.
Been a long, bumpy road, but we made it.
Most people I thought were my friends. They couldn't even stand to be in the same room with me. You're fucking closest to me by a long shot. There, 24/7. And yet, you don't seem to hate my living guts.
You were a real dickwipe at first.
You sorta deserved it.
How?
Remember waking up at Victor's not knowing about me? I'm seeing things. I'm scared. Then moaning at Misty's about how you didn't want to die.
Remember you whining for smokes in the middle of the night, complaining about not being able to kill me.
Never thought we'd make it this far.
So, from this point forward in the video, I will be discussing the ending. What does this entail? Well, I'm gonna be spoiling the entire thing, or a couple of endings at least. So if you haven't played the game yet, please just go play the game. Like, I am willing to lose that watch time if you can enjoy the ending in its full glory, as opposed to getting even remotely spoiled by this idiot over here. Otherwise, you're chill. Let's continue with the vid. So, upon the end of the game, you're given a few choices. I don't think I was given all of the choices. In fact, I know I wasn't, as I couldn't stand one of the characters called Panam, who was instrumental to one of the endings. Sorry, Panam fans. Just because she's hot doesn't mean she's not annoying. Just saying. Your choices ultimately are as follows. You side with the dirty corporations, and you aid one corpo take down another, and you might get your body back. Setting yourself out, you get the gist of it. Another option is you storm Arasaka Towers with Rogue, the one person Johnny still truly cares about that is still alive. Or, finally, you simply just end it there. Watching over Night City by putting a bullet to your head. Your choices ultimately are as follows. You side with the dirty corporations, and you aid one corpo take down another, and you might get your body back. Setting yourself out, you get the gist of it. Another option is you storm Arasaka Towers with Rogue, the one person Johnny still truly cares about that is still alive. Or, finally, you simply just end it there. Watching over Night City by putting a bullet to your head.
Exactly why we'll do one last thing.
Okay. Lost me. Realized the shit we've been through to get this far.
Sure do.
To let it all go now. Why?
Cleanest, least bloody option. We try anything else, people will die.
People die. It's the way of things.
Am I worth their sacrifice? Are you? Besides, it's the only way we'll both be aware.
Of what? Death?
Mm-hmm. The moment life escapes.
Never really gave it a thought. Funny how you still manage to surprise me sometimes.
Might be something I learned from you.
V, you sure about this?
Long as you got nothing against it.
Not how I'd have done it. But that's all right.
Just like that. No pushback.
Huh. Might have learned a little something from you too. Is it time?
You know, it really is beautiful.
Been nice working with you, V.
Yeah. With you too, Johnny.
This is actually the option I chose. I thought it was fitting, but also the right thing to do, bizarrely enough. It's a clean way out. And both you and Johnny get to take the power back from the corporations and have full control over your deaths. Something Johnny was originally robbed of, and something you're being robbed of. It also means you don't risk the lives of anybody else. Be it Takamura on the corpo side. I presume that's the case. I don't actually know. I didn't play the corporate ending. Or Rogue, Johnny's last true friend. Johnny, somebody all about revenge and crapping on corporations. Somebody typically hot-headed, sits down for a moment and just agrees with you. You have one last heart-to-heart conversation with Johnny. Somebody... And then the scene zooms out, showing you Night City for the last time before BAM! You hear a single shot and the credits roll. Following this, you get to see the messages V gets from her close friends. You get to know how important you had become to them, and it allows the player to realize that V did indeed become a legend of Night City. That she mattered to these people, and that's all that really mattered. I ended up playing the other ending, involving storming Arasaka alongside Rogue. And I'll be honest, in my full opinion here, it has made me appreciate my original choice even more. Rogue is killed, and you do get revenge on Smasher. But then you learn that storming the building didn't matter. No matter what happens, V will die, and it's too late. You get to pick who keeps the body. V, who has just months left to her, or Johnny, who's promised to give V her body back, give her her life back. If you choose V, as I did, you get the most tragic of endings in my opinion. You replace Rogue as a hotshot Night City legend by exposing Arasaka's Soul Killer program. You effectively kill their stock values, and you gain wealth and status beyond what you could have imagined. But as you go on for one final heist, the credits roll, and you learn you've become distant to all your friends as a result of this. You lost your friends. Johnny and Rogue are now dead. But in theory, you made it in Night City, but at what cost? Ultimately, there are no happy endings in Cyberpunk, and I really like that. CD Projekt Red stuck to their guns and did this. It's poignant, and to be honest, it's just, not to sound cliche, but it's deep. It makes you realize that there are no happy endings in this corporate run dystopia, at least not for you. You are dead the moment the chip rebooted your brain. And the story itself is about you coming to terms with this. How you react to this realization that you're basically, your time is up to you really, the player. And it makes you realize that no matter what, you are dead. This game goes from being a game about making a name out for yourself in the city to coming to terms with the fact that you're dying. And I think that is why Cyberpunk is just something special. So that got kind of depressing at the end, and kind of the intentional. Sorry for that, you know, as you do. As you do. Anyway, thank you for getting this far into the video. If you have, it is really appreciated. This game surprisingly meant a lot to me. I needed this in my life, and I hope I've kind of shown that, because I wanted to show how much I appreciate this game. Ultimately though, I'm gonna have to leave the video there. If you want to catch more content by me, I stream, not at a regular basis, or scheduled basis at least, but I still stream, you know. My Twitch will be in the description. I'll probably make more videos. In fact, I am working on another video right now, even though it comes out. It's on my Minecraft hardcore world, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you very much for coming out, and take care.